welcome to the MPC Foundation's Scholarship Awards Ceremony. My name is Becky Michael, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Executive Director of the MPC Foundation and the Vice President of Advancement for Monterey Peninsula College. We are so grateful that you are here to celebrate with us tonight. The incredible growth and impact of our scholarship program are the result of the commitment and leadership of some key individuals who I'd like to acknowledge as we begin today, starting with the MPC Foundation Board of Directors, some of whom are with us this evening. So board members, would you please stand and give us a wave so we can recognize and thank you. Excellent. I also want to thank my incredible MPC Foundation team, Allison, Annie, Amy, Gina, G, and Jessica. You guys are the best. I love you, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished together. So the purpose of MPC Foundation's scholarship program is to expand access to the amazing academic and career training programs that MPC offers, to ensure that hardworking students are able to focus on their studies without being weighed down with financial burdens, and to empower them to continue pursuing their educational goals after they complete their studies at MPC. But of course, none of this would be possible without our donors. So to everyone who has made a gift to the MPC Foundation, whether it was $5 or $50,000, thank you. Your generosity is deeply appreciated. Let's also give our donors a round of applause. I am going to make you clap a few more times, just bear with me. Tonight, though, we're celebrating both our donors and the inspiring students that they support. Together, our donors are making it possible for us to award an astounding $712,000 in scholarships and college incentive awards tonight. $712,000. Yeah. Just take a moment to reflect on that, whether you're here because you gave or because you're receiving a scholarship or maybe someone you care about did. You are part of something really special. And during a time when we often hear about how challenging things are or news feeds that aren't always the most positive, here is something really beautiful and really hopeful happening right here, right now. This room is full of students who are working hard to achieve their goals. It's filled with their families and loved ones who support and uplift them. And it's filled with generous donors who invest in students' dreams, many without ever meeting them. So that is really encouraging. And in case you're wondering why we're holding this event off campus, MPC has a beautiful theater. I encourage you to check out one of our shows. It seats 300 people. This year, we're awarding 363 scholarships. So we know you want to bring mom and dad and grandpa and grandma, and so we held it here. We gave out more awards than we have seats. It's a great problem to have. What an incredibly generous community we live in. So students, please know that you are surrounded by generous people who believe in you and are cheering you on. And when you reach your goals, not if, but when, we know you will, we hope that you will pay it forward and help out the next generation. Now it's my honor to introduce someone who is not only a passionate advocate for student success, but also a living example of the transformative power of education. Please join me in welcoming MPC's Superintendent President, Dr. Marshall T. Fulbright III.
Thank you, Becky. Good evening. Welcome. It is, first and foremost, I want to say how truly, truly happy I am to be here with you tonight, representing Monterey Peninsula College and on behalf of the governing board of MPC. Thank you for being here. Now, before I go any further, I do also want to apologize in advance. I'll need to leave really shortly after the ceremony wraps up so I can attend a really fun and invigorating trustee conference. So But I wanted to be sure that started today. But I made the very explicit decision to stay here for this event. This ceremony is important. This ceremony is about possibility, it's about progress, it's about transformation, and I did not want to miss it. So I'm here now, and I get to drive 3.5 hours later. But now let me ask you something. How many of you like or played baseball? Anyone? Good, a few of you. So personally, I love baseball. I am not a Giants fan. I'm sorry. I'm not going to convert. I won't do it. I know you can boo me. I know. We all can't be perfect. But I love a phrase that comes from there. And if you've ever played or been a part of or went with your kids and watched your kids play, I hear it from my son's coach all the time. There's a phrase, and it is, see the ball, what? Hit the ball. See the ball, hit the ball. And it is about focus. It is about being calm and being present. It is about tuning out all the noise and trusting in your own preparation and swinging for the fences. And now, while this is something that is said quite often in baseball, it is something that is a metaphor for life as well. Now, I'll also let you in on another little secret. The reason why I have dedicated over 25 years of my life in education, the reason why I became a teacher was so that I could be rich and famous and have multi-million dollars and have multiple homes around the country and take lavish vacations all the time, right, Becky? Totally. That's exactly why we do it, right, Ted? Absolutely not. That is not the reason. That is not why any faculty or any instructor will tell you why they became an educator. There are primarily two reasons. One is that we just love the subject matter that we taught. Two is that we just love people. And not just people, we love the potentiality of people. We see potential in others every day, sometimes long before they even see it in themselves. Because the truth is, far too often, the last person to recognize their own strength and their own value and greatness is the person that it belongs to. But here's what I want to say to you tonight and leave this with you. Here is what I want you to walk out of this door with today and to carry with you wherever you may go. You have to start seeing your own potential. You have to start seeing your own value and see your own capacity for success. Focus. Tune out all the noise. See the ball. Hit the ball. You have to start visualizing your own success. Not someday in the future, not when it's easy, but when it's hard, and start now. Yes, also, trust those of us who already see the greatness in you. Your professors, your instructors, your mentors, your family, significant other, your friends. But more importantly, learn to trust yourselves, to believe in what's possible for your own life. Visualize success in yourself. Now, these scholarships are a reflection of that belief. They represent people, donors, supporters, community members who see value and see something in you. They're investing in your future because they want to help remove and reduce some of the barriers and burdens that may lie in your way as you make this journey on your educational path. But we also remember, These scholarships can only do so much. They can only lighten a load a little bit. They can only open the door, but you are going to have to walk through it. At the end of the day, it's still on you. You have to show up. You have to put in the work. You have to step up to the plate in order to see the ball and hit the ball. Tonight is a celebration of not who you are today, but who you can be in the future. That's what these scholarships represent, the future, your future. It's a celebration of your upcoming journey and the incredible road ahead of you. So on behalf of MPC and the governing board, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations on receiving these rewards because someone sees something in you that I hope you start to see in yourselves. I am honored to be a part of this moment with you. Thank you for allowing me to speak and for listening to me, and I cannot wait to see what you become in the future.
Now it is my absolute pleasure to recognize the driving force behind our scholarship program, our Senior Director of Development, Gina Bianchi, and our Development Associate, Annie Tarbox. Gina and Annie work incredibly hard to ensure that students have their best chance of receiving a scholarship, and I'm sure many of the students in the room received their help directly. In addition, Gina's work with our generous donors has significantly expanded the amount of scholarships we're able to offer. I hope there are no other nonprofit executive directors in the room when I'm about to say. Since taking the lead with the Foundation's scholarship program several years ago, the number of students applying and receiving awards has more than doubled, and so has the total amount we've been able to distribute. That is a significant achievement. And so let's give Gina a huge round of applause as she makes her way to the stage. She has a special step.
Got my boost. Awesome. Oh. Here's my clipboard. Hi, everybody. This is such a joyful room right now. I'm so happy to be here. I'm Gina Bianchi, as Becky said, and I have the privilege of working with the MPC Foundation, our donors, and our students. Back when I started, our scholarship program was a modest operation, but thanks to the incredible generosity of our community, it's grown into something that genuinely changes lives. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships and additional support every year. And it's not just money, it's a message. It's our community telling our students, you are the future and we believe in your dreams. If you've ever contributed to a scholarship, whether you donated a few dollars or funded an entire award, you're part of this. You've helped send that message loud and clear, and you deserve to be proud of your role in this today. I also want to shine a light on an essential group that keeps this whole process running smoothly, the Scholarship Advisory Group. This is a team that is comprised of donors, MPC faculty and staff, community members, alumni, foundation board members, and local community members. I think I said that twice, but their job is to read all of our applications, score them, and make recommendations. It's a big responsibility, and their volunteer time is invaluable because they genuinely care about the importance of scholarships. So if you don't mind, take your program and open it to page 19. On that page, you will see a list of our Scholarship Advisory Group members. If you are in the Scholarship Advisory Group, if you read applications this year, please stand up for a moment. I'd love to give them a big, huge, appreciative round of applause for their time. Thank you so much for your dedication and for the long hours spent reading the applications. It's not a small task, but it's an important one, and it's necessary to make this all come together today. Finally, I want to thank every faculty, staff, and community member who took the time to write a letter of recommendation for our students. Those letters are not just a formality. They're a window into who those students are beyond their GPA, their FAFSA score, and their personal statement. Your words make a difference, and we appreciate you. Thank you all for being here to celebrate our future doctors, lawyers, architects, scientists, musicians, and every other wonderful path that's being forged by our wonderful scholarship recipients. They truly are our future.
Thank you, Gina. And next, it's my privilege to introduce our donor speaker, Mr. Ted Balestreri, who is the CEO and chairman of the Cannery Row Company. He's also a proud MPC alumni and a member of the MPC Lobo Hall of Fame. So we are truly honored to have him here with us this evening to talk to us about his scholarship and offer his words of inspiration. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Ted Balestreri.
I want to thank Beccie. I also want to thank Dr. Fulbright, Gina, and also an old buddy of mine out there, Dr. Kazarian, and so many of my friends out here passed over the years. It's so wonderful to be here tonight. For this invitation to join you tonight, it's very special. It's my honor to be here among so many bright scholarship recipients, your proud families, and your generous donors who made all of this possible. That's really what it's all about. You know, I was a former student at MPC myself, so I feel a special pride standing here before all of you. I came to Monterey as a young man, moving from a quaint little town you might all have heard of in New York called Brooklyn. Talk about a culture shock. I attended Carmel High and then went on to MPC, where I was proud to be part of the football team. Now let me tell you about the football team. I was a skinny guy, but had a lot of grit. You remember Pro Tour and Porter and all those days? That's before most of you in this room. My mom was very proud of my distinguished athletic career. Because every year, every night I would come home after a game or something, and most of the time, my uniform was clean. She says, "Oh, son, I'm so proud of you keeping your uniform." That's because I was sitting on the bench most of the time. MPC gave me more than an education. It gave me a structure, a discipline, a confidence, skills that would become the foundation of everything that followed in my life and in my career in the hospitality industry, which I love dearly. Now, in my, may be risky what I'm going to say in front of all these administrators here tonight, but don't let them tell you your secret, the real secret. Don't let school stand in the way of your education. The truth is, education doesn't just happen inside the classroom walls. It's about the habits you form, the risks you take, and the character you build on the way. Just remember the word character. It's very, very important. The most important resource in the world is the human mind and education of the youth. That's why scholarships are so important. They're not just a check or a handout. They are an investment in the human potential. Each scholarship represents a vote of confidence and a belief that you, the students, will go on to do something great with that opportunity you have been given. And you are very fortunate, remember that. I can tell you firsthand, there is no greater joy than seeing a young person succeed knowing you placed a small part, playing a very small part and they're helping them go through education, and the return is wonderful. The feeling is great to see you succeed. I know you will. If I leave you with a few words of wisdom, try to remember the following. Always remember that success in life comes down to two things, and this is the most important two things: character and courage. Character to know what to do right, and courage to do it. Anything else they could take away from you. Do you know what the word win means? Does anybody in this room know what the word win means? What's important now? You can't worry about yesterday and never carry the burden of yesterday because you can't change it. And nobody knows exactly what the future is. You want to be a success in anything in life, take care of each day. What's important now? Nobody coasts uphill. When you think you're doing good and everything is going well, don't think you can't coast. Nobody coasts uphill. They only coast downhill. You have to keep pushing and keep your life exciting with new goals. And let me tell you a few things in life that are very important. To all of you tonight, scholarship recipients, you have so much to look forward to. I am confident in the future that the hands we turn this over to, you will be successful and change the world, perhaps. But these are the components. You need leadership, innovation, resilience, breaking barriers, courage, loyalty, integrity, and openness and transparency. These are the common things you need, and you will succeed. And that's when your education really comes to fruition. He who loses money loses nothing. He who loses health loses something. He who loses character loses everything. Remember that. There was a guy by the name of Jonathan Wolfgang van Gogh. He was a famous German author. You can easily judge character upon a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him. That's very interesting. And of course, we have this other one. All men make mistakes, but good men yield when they know these course is wrong and repair that evil. The only crime is pride. You can't let your pride stand in the way if you make a mistake. You have to correct the course. And then, of course, Theodore Roosevelt. Character is a long run. It is a devising factor in the life of individuals in a nation. A nation or an individual don't have character, it will not survive or succeed. General Colin Powell. Character manifests itself through both words and deeds. It is best to lead by example, and that example must be consistent. Mohammed Awol Sadat. This gentleman, his philosophy cost him his life, but he had a lot of courage. If you don't have the power to change yourself, then nothing will change around you. He's the one that left Egypt to try to make peace with Israel. It cost him his life, but he had that courage. Mother Teresa. Don't allow any space between you and do what you say. People will follow you. You'll follow your actions and will immediately if your words don't match them. So people will follow you if they know your words match your actions. Thomas Edison, this is one of my favorites. I have failed 10,000 times. I successfully found out that 10,000 ways that will not work. What patience and resilience it took for him, and look how he changed the world. Steve Jobs. Innovation distinguishes between leaders and followers. This one is one of my favorite, Frederick Banting. This guy turned away billions of dollars because he had a soul. He invented insulin. Insulin does not belong to me, it belongs to the world. What a noble individual. How many lives he made better. Walt Disney, something that you might remember. All our dreams come from true if we have the courage to pursue them. And that takes a lot. Most of you bright kids out here with scholarships, I consider some of it a handicap for you because you've been so successful so long and got such good grades, it's going to be hard for you to step out of your comfort zone. But for you to be successful, you got to learn to fail and accept it and take chances. James Michener, character consists of what you do on the third and fourth try. Nelson Mandela, what a man of courage after 27 years in prison. Do not judge me by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. What a character he was. He was the best. 27 years and hold no grudge. He went back and was instrumental in making South Africa what it is today. Susan Anthony, I declare to you that women must not depend on the protection of men, but must be taught to protect herself. And that I stand for. Well, that's pretty prominent. And you remember Stephen Hawkins, everybody know him, he was paralyzed, crippled, he could hardly even talk, and how successful he was. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do to succeed at. What courage that gentleman had. Helen Keller, you remember Helen Keller? These are people with character. Character cannot be developed in ease or in ease and quiet. Only through experience, trial, and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. That's from Helen Keller. Remember Winston Churchill? What courage he had. Under fire, you measure a man's character by the choices he makes under pressure. That's very important. You have to be cool under pressure. Arthur Ashe, one of the great tennis players. Not that he was by far one of the best, but his character. That's why they named the stadium after him. There was a lot of great tennis players because of Arthur Ashe's character. True heroism is remarkable, sober, very undramatic. It is not the urge to surpass all others, whatever cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever cost. What a wonderful inspiration in sports. Lou Gehrig. Life isn't fair. It takes courage to count your blessings despite the bad breaks. You remember Ethel Caldwell? Partisan. She was a patriot in her time. It's not enough. It's not enough that I must have not hatred or bitterness for anyone. She was executed by the Germans. She was a nurse, one of the first nurses that went during the war, but she had the courage to take care of American troops, British troops, German troops. She could care. The Germans didn't like it. They executed her. That's courage. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Character is higher than intelligence. A great soul will be strong to live as well as we think. Remember that. Character is more important than intelligence. John Wooden, you remember one of the great coaches? Loyalty comes from trust. Trust comes from honesty. And John McCain, who was in prison, when they asked him to leave, he wouldn't leave, even though his father had to pull to get him out of there in Vietnam until everybody was out. It is your character and your character alone that will make your life happier or unhappy. And we're getting down to the end. Harry Truman, one of my favorite little tough guys. Fame is a vapor. Popularity is an accident. Riches take wings. Those who cheer today may cry tomorrow, and only on one thing endures. The only thing that endures is character. Patrick Daniel Moynihan. Everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but not his own facts. That's very important. Albert Einstein, whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Remember that. These are wonderful words of wisdom. Father Hesburger, Notre Dame, the very success of leadership is that we have to have vision. You can't blow an uncertain trump. Now, I want to tell you, as once again, the two most important things is character and courage. Character, know what to do, and courage to do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. I'm a product of that. I came to this peninsula. I was probably the poorest kid in Carmel High School, but I never stopped. And today we have several companies, and I'm very proud to be an alumni of Monterey Peninsula College. And don't let us down, because the future is in your hands. God bless.
Thank you so much, Mr. Balestreri. It's really an honor to be involved with administering your scholarship and to count you in our Hall of Fame. So next we're going to hear from one of our deserving scholarship recipients, Kite Hampton, who is receiving a scholarship also established by an MPC alumni, Oscar Dunn and Alexandria Clark Scholarship, as well as the Black Excellence Alliance Scholarship. A Seaside High School graduate, Kite has been described by his instructors and mentors at MPC as, quote, a highly driven person who is motivated by his curiosity and desire to master a concept rather than the pursuit of the grade, and an outstanding student and mentor to his peers. You didn't know I was going to say this about you, did you? I know, I'm embarrassing you. And who consistently exceeds expectations and exhibits exceptional leadership qualities. I could go on, but I don't want to steal his thunder, so please join me in giving a warm welcome to Kite.
Hello, everyone. My name is Roy Kite Hampton A6, and I'm incredibly honored to be standing here today. Not just as a student at MPC, but as someone whose life has been profoundly shaped by this college and the generosity of those who believe in students like me. As I continue my journey towards medical school and becoming an interventional radiologist, I can tell you this wasn't always the plan growing up. I dreamed of becoming a Formula One driver, just like Lewis Hamilton. My dad introduced racing to me at a very young age, and I was fortunate enough to start racing go-karts when I was just 5 years old. But life had other plans. When I was 10, my father was diagnosed with kidney failure, and we had to stop racing when I was 12 years old. Since then, he's endured more than 24 surgeries, 16 of them just in 3 years. Still, he continues to push with strength, a smile, and an open heart. I spent much of my childhood by his side, whether at the racetrack, on road trips, the hospital, or in doctor offices. I didn't realize it then, but those experiences planted a seed for who I am today. I saw how doctors and nurses didn't just treat symptoms, but they brought comfort and hope to families like mine. And I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I'm especially grateful to the mentors who helped me solidify that vision: Eric Lamonaco, Director of Radiology, Dr. Magana, Dr. Wesley, Dr. Suzanne, Dr. Kohama, and Dr. Hightower, all from Community Hospital Monterey Peninsula, and Dr. Kabebu, Chief of General Surgery at Stanford. Each of them showed me that medicine is not just a science, it's an act of service to people in need. They opened the door for me to see where I truly belonged. MPC has given me far more than just an education. It has given me mentors who I truly am grateful for, like Larry Walker, Dr. Craig, Todd Ritzema, John Cristobal, Christian Smith, Marvin Herrera, and Elizabeth Gonzalez, who believed in me and reminded me of my potential, even in moments when I experienced burnout. MPC provided access to resources that supported my growth and community that made me feel seen, valued, and never alone on this journey. Last year, I applied to 14 scholarships and didn't win a single one. I was crushed. But instead of giving up, I made a decision. I would dedicate my final year at MPC to growth. Since then, I sought every opportunity, academically, professionally, and personally. That led me to shadow with Dr. Kabibu at Stanford Medical School. I joined the Stanford LEAP program. I helped students like myself gain meaningful exposure to medicine and become a more competitive applicant for nursing and medical school. I worked not only as a STEM tutor, but as a lab manager assistant. I undertook my own independent research projects with cadavers, something I never imagined doing at this stage. I took every bit of feedback as fuel to keep going, and this year, things began to change, not just in terms of scholarships, but how I carry myself and how I show up for others. To our donors, thank you. Your support is more than financial aid. It's belief, it's hope, it's impact. You help students like me turn adversity into purpose. Thank you, MPC, for being a place of second chances and for helping me find my voice, my purpose, and my future. And to my parents and grandparents, I couldn't ask for a better support system. You've been there from the very beginning. You see me at my highest and my lowest. Thank you for trusting my word, for cheering me on, and most of all, believing in me. I promise to continue making you guys proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Kite. What an inspirational story, and proud mama down here. Congratulations to you both. We wish you all the best with your next chapter, and fully confident that you're going to achieve all of your dreams. So before we move into the final component of our program, I do want to give a special welcome to the Evans College Incentive Program scholars who will be joining MPC for the first time in the fall. They're going to come from high schools throughout Monterey County. Their names are all listed on page 18 of the programs. But this is a really special opportunity that comes with more than just a financial award, which is by itself significant. They'll also become part of a very special wraparound support program, which helps them make the transition to becoming college students, earn their associate's degrees, and ultimately transfer to four-year universities. These students are selected based on nominations we receive from high school teachers and counselors or from staff that work at nonprofit organizations. Once the students arrive at MPC, they are surrounded with support and access to resources geared towards helping them succeed. And it really works. Many of our Evans scholars have transferred to top universities, including Cal Poly, UCLA, UC Irvine, and UC Berkeley. In fact, a few years ago, one of UCLA's commencement speakers was one of our MPC Evans College Incentive Program scholars. 10,000 people at that commencement ceremony she spoke at. Truly, one of the reasons, though, that these students are so successful is because of the amazing support and instructors at MPC who go above and beyond to make sure they get connected to resources, answer their questions, and basically help with everything and anything they need. So while they aren't all here tonight, some of them are in the room. So if you are an MPC faculty, staff person, could you please stand and just get another round of applause from these lovely people in the room? You're amazing. I see you out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You can step forward. Come on down. Just hand me your card when you get over here. Kira Perka, the Dr. Richard Kazarian Endowed Scholarship and the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Oksana Hetman, the Barker Military Scholarship. Andrew Haywood, the Tarbox Family Eagle Scout Scholarship. Samantha Medina, the Osher Scholarship. Hello. Jeanette Lopez, the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Guadalupe Contreras Nava, Dr. Fletes Cristobal Adelante Award. Matilde Romano, the Bessie Knight Ecology Biological Sciences Scholarship and the Sylvia M. Panetta Scholarship. Catherine Alvarez, the Hatau Scholarship. Lindsay Vidal, the Bill and Sherry Young Scholarship. Lorin Gonzalez, the Dr. Richard Kazarian Endowed Scholarship. Gladys Garcia, the Carl and Eleanor Pilat Memorial Scholarship. Mars Kite, the Carmel Women's Club Women Reaching Out to Women Scholarship. Angel Bahena, the Rotary Club of Monterey Academic Scholarship. Suzanne Albarati, the Osher Scholarship. Maida Berkdar, the Gentrain Society Scholarship. Christopher Clark, the Gentrain Society Scholarship and the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Teddy J. Hall, the Osher Scholarship. Ekam Pug, the Pay It Forward Fund Scholarship. Tony Rodriguez, the Evans College Incentive Program. Marlon Montoya Echevarria, Dr. Walter Tribley Scholarship. Willa Mikaya Abetang Olalia, the Frances Quinones Scholarship. Belinda Gore, the Osher Scholarship. Kevin Gong, the Carl and Eleanor Pilat Memorial Scholarship and the Osher Scholarship. Alana Gamino, the Jim Tenney Scholar Athlete Award. Melissa Hernandez, the Robert K. Bullock Journalism Transfer Scholarship and the Peggy and Jack Baskin Foundation Scholarship. Arturo J. Hernandez Garcia, the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship and the Carl S. Peaster Leadership Opportunity Program Scholarship. Miriam Ahmed, the Robert K. Bullock Journalism Transfer Scholarship. Elizabeth Garcia Hernandez, the Judy Weiss Memorial Scholarship. Rihanna Hernandez Bermudez, the Evans College Incentive Program Scholarship. Raquel Cruz, the Rosabelle Hammond Memorial Scholarship.
Okay, Bethany, Amy, Cardenas, Anna, and Andrew win Nursing Scholarship Endowment. Gabrielle Encinas, the Leon and Mary Lou Stutzman Choral Music Scholarship. Sunia Mahid, the Alumni Association Scholarship, High School Scholarships. Andres Malavir, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Tabitha Ibira, the Osher Scholarship. Stephanie Ibarra, Bill and Sherry Young Scholarship. Giselle Mendoza, the Robert K. Bullock Journalism Transfer Scholarship. Revion Rayula, the Carmel Women's Club Women Reaching Out to Women Scholarship, and the Dr. Richard Kazarian Endowed Scholarship. Angelica Michelle Guzman Gomez, the Hilda Hull Memorial Scholarship, and the Ruth Vreeland Memorial Scholarship, sponsored by the American Association of University Women. Miles Dunbar, the John Spud Spadero Hospitality Award. Lorenzo David Reyes Giramino, the Osher Scholarship. Justice Emily Mackenzie Scholarship. Adrian Gonzalez Ruiz, Rosabel Human Memorial Scholarship. Jessica Santos Guzman, the Lobo Hall of Fame Scholarship. Jada Gustas, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Mirari Uceda, Evans College Incentive Program Scholar. Jocelyn Herrero, Evans College Incentive Program Scholarship. Michael Devine, Alumni Association Scholarship, High School Scholarships. Maria Lourdes Savella, Mackenzie Scholarship. Gabrielle Casopia, Bill and Sherry Young Scholarship. Mary Barraza, Carl and Eleanor Palat Memorial Scholarship, and the Gentry Society Scholarship in memory of Chuck Kimsey. Josiah Velasquez, Rotary Club of Monterey Vocational Scholarship, and the Sherman Smith Scholarship. Charles Emmanuel Paghosian, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Giovanni Miguel Theodore Balestreri Scholarship. Cynthia Mora Ibarra, Evans College Incentive Scholarship Program. Grace Leong, Carl and Eleanor Palat Memorial Scholarship. Eva Ray Marie Worley, Rosabel Haman Memorial Scholarship. Alexis Rodas Mendoza, Monterey County Association of Realtors Scholarship. Ezekiel Dobb Willett, MPC Foundation Scholarship. Corvell Simmons, Osher Scholarship. Jose Perez, MPC Foundation Scholarship. Jenny Johnston, the Dr. Walter Tribley Scholarship. Aurora Tofola Alonso, Evans College Incentive Program Scholar. Sophia Roscoff, Mary Lou Welch Endowed Scholarship. Bernadette Razzo, the Judy Wise Memorial Scholarship, and Nina's Scholarship. Jenna Crawford, OSHA Scholarship. Sasha Adams, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Ulissa Blaine, Bill and Sherry Young Scholarship. Miguel Angel Tellez, the Donald L. Davidson, MD Memorial Scholarship. Isabel Miranda, Evans College Incentive Program Scholar. Medina Faiz, Evans College Incentive Program Scholar, and the Nellie Irons Orr Scholarship. Ashley Reyes Solano, Osher Scholarship. Gerardo B. Palermo, Barker Military Scholarship. Norma Hernandez Palamo, Osher Scholarship. Donovan J. Brown III, Gentran Society Scholarship in memory of Chuck Kimsey. Shadi Issa, MPC Foundation Scholarship. Kai Anderson, Carl and Eleanor Palat Memorial Scholarship. Ethan Kim, Alumni Association Scholarship, Sal and Gretchen Cardinal and family. Danielle Cousette, Marilyn Dunn Gustafenson Scholarship. Maria de Jesus Mojica, Sullivan Family Scholarship. Nada Velasco, Nina's Scholarship. Chloe Smith, Robert K. Bullock, Journalism Transfer Scholarship. Michelle Rose Flores, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Mackenzie Fry, the Carl and Eleanor Palat Memorial Scholarship, and the Ron Bird Memorial Scholarship. Luis Urias Hernandez, the Mackenzie Scholarship. Isis Snyder, Allison Full Memorial Scholarship. Sasha Dean, Harlan and Lily Murphy Scholarship. Caitlin Echeverry, Lydia Davis Reentry Scholarship. Juan O. Mayorga, Anna and Andrew Wynn Nursing Scholarship Endowment. Arik Rahman, Alumni Association Scholarship, Returning Student Scholarships, and the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Naufal Rahman, the MPC Foundation Scholarship. Warina C.R. Mal, Alumni Association Scholarship, High School Scholarships, and the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Izzy Garcia, the Osher Scholarship. Sarah Jane Boswell, Carmel Women's Club, Women Reaching Out to Women Scholarship, and the Judy Weiss Memorial Scholarship. Kite Hampton, Black Excellence Alliance Scholarship, and the Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Alexander Valiant, the Aaron Cepeda and Family Paying It Forward Scholarship, and the Barker Military Scholarship. Josiah Orona, Evans College Incentive Program Scholar. Catalina Georgina Herrera Vargas, Osher Scholarship. Michelle Ramos Juarez, Ashton Family Scholarships. Diego Davis, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Anita Marie Underwood, Mindori Arima Scholarship, ARC Student Success Award. Michaela Heimer, Rosabelle Haman, Memorial Scholarship. Johnny Magallan, Carl and Eleanor Palat Memorial Scholarship, and the Ron Berg Memorial Scholarship. Jesus Jimenez, Gen Train Society Scholarship in memory of Anne Flynn, and Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship. Christian Mutombo Kalala, Oscar Dunn and Alexandra Clark Scholarship.
Woo! My cheeks are hurting from smiling so much. Congratulations again to everybody. Before we close, I'd like to thank in advance MPC's incredible culinary arts program, led by the chair, Molly Jansen. She and her students have prepared the delicious cookies you're about to enjoy during our reception. So thank you to Molly and team. Also, I noticed in the back a special guest, Louis the Lobo. Woo woo! Which means you get to get your picture taken not only with our superintendent president, but with Louis the Lobo. So we would love to see your smiling faces. Please do stop by and get your photo taken. He's such a ham, you can't take him anywhere. We're going to do our best to connect our donors with their scholarship recipients. So if you are looking for a donor, or you're a student looking for your donor, or the other way around, you can ask Gina or myself or anyone from the foundation team. We'll do our best. I also want to let you know all the photos will be posted on our Facebook and Instagram pages, so please do follow us and stay in touch. This concludes our scholarship ceremony. Congratulations once again, and thank you all for being here.